Good morning, everyone. I'm Yvonne with Southern Designs and Finds, and welcome to my page. This is my segment of Craft Around the Clock. Craft Around the Clock is a group that you can join for free that has creators Monday through Friday from early in the morning to late at night. Probably starts around 8 Eastern time and goes to about 10 or so, 10 or 11 Eastern time at night. So we'd love to have you over there. Just go over to Craft Round the Clock and request to join, and we'd like to see you. So we've got a fantastic group members of our creative team, and really talented ladies. Good morning, Mary. I see your comment there. I'm not seeing it on my screen there. I never know what to expect. How are you doing this morning? I don't know what the weather's doing where y'all are, but it's a little chilly this morning and rainy. So I think we had rain overnight quite a bit, and rainy today. So good morning, Michelle. I know some of you are having a lot of snow. So winter just got ushered in really quickly, didn't it? We just went directly from our short fall to winter. Hey, Michelle and Diane, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Hey, Cynthia, hello. Tammy, good morning to you. Good. There's Miss Stacy. I see her. Good morning. Y'all come on in and we'll get started soon. Just get a few people. There's Tracy. Good morning, Tracy girl. How are you? I guess you had snow and ice, didn't you? Sounds like it. She had to take her daughter to school, or she has to take her daughter to school because of the snow and ice. And I don't blame you one bit. I don't drive well in ice. I stay home if at all possible. It's rainy and gloomy and chilly weather in Pennsylvania. Well, you're having the same weather we are, Mary. You sure are. Hey, Irma, good morning. Hey, Tana. Hey, Linda. Good. We're getting a few people on now. So I did send out a telegram. I don't know if you got it. You can do, well, never mind. I shouldn't say that because you can do ! Telegram. And my chat bot is supposed to give you my Telegram link, but it hasn't cooperated. So I don't know if something's changed and Facebook's not allowing those links from chatbot. I really don't know. Hey, Liz, good morning to you. You had more snow last night, Diane. Where are y'all? Some of y'all from? Are you from up north? Are you Midwest? I was wondering where some of y'all are. Natalie, thank you for sprinkling out my page. I appreciate that. Pass the biscuits. That sure does help us out a lot. Okay, so let's get started this morning. Hey, Fatima and Cindy and Darlene. Hey, Pat. I know I'm going to miss some people because I got to get started. I'm using a surface here from Hobby Lobby. It comes in a 4-pack. I buy these whenever they're on sale and I'm down there. Even if they're not on sale, if I'm down there, I have to get them because I'm about an hour and a half away. But you get 4 different sizes of these wood canvases, and I use them quite a bit. This is the largest one. It is a 13 by 6, I think it is 6.5. Is that right? No. Is that right? I don't know what this is. I don't have my measuring tape over here. But anyway, it's the largest one of the 4. It's supposed to be rain and snow today in Utah. Is it, Natalie? Wow. Good morning, Denise. How are you? And there's Linda. Thank you for sprinkling. And Sue, pass the biscuits. The more you do that, the more Facebook will push us out there. That's on our reels and on any of our comments and our posts and things like that. It helps out a lot. Good morning, Michelle. We got another one. Thank you for passing those biscuits. Appreciate it. You out in the snow? Oh, Cindy's saying I'm not in the snow. It's not snowing here. It's just raining. They thought we might have snow flurries, but I don't see any. It's cold in East Texas. Well, I painted my surface brown, and we're going to chippy this surface up a little bit. So let's get started doing that. I got to think about it. It's been so long since I've done this. I'm going to use the Italian ivory from Paint Couture. That's a really pretty ivory color. And I use the brown as the underneath side, but we're going to chippy it up. Sunny and clear in Florence, Arizona. Good. Currently 50, expecting a high 68. 68 is perfect. Isn't it? 68, low 70s. That's always perfect, isn't it? Kim's in the house. Well, good morning, Kim. How are you? Hey, Yvonne. So anyway, I'm going to take this is an emergency candle. You can use the little candles from Dollar Tree, the little tea light candles. And I'm just basically going to go and just put some wax on my surface here. And, you know, one time I used antiquing wax and it turned out fine, but honestly, I can't remember if I dried it and then put my paint on top of it, or if I put it on over wet. I can't remember. I might have to practice with that. But it was a lot easier and less messier than using the candle wax, because that antiquing wax from Waverly obviously has wax in it. But I know this will work, so we're going to just apply some wax. You can apply it just in certain areas if you want to, but I just kind of do it all over and just see what we get, because I never know, you know. You're freezing my butt off. Are you really? Wow. It's probably cold where you are. It's not that cold here. It's been in the 40s. I mean, we went from, you know, mid-70s, upper 70s to 20 degrees for a low. So no wonder Sizzle was trying to colic our horse. But and that's kind of how it's been. One of our meteorologists thinks that's how our winter's going to be. We're going to have some fairly mild days, and then all of a sudden Arctic blast is going to come in and remind us that it's still wintertime. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to put this wax on here, and then we'll paint over it with that Italian ivory. I like the name of that. Italian ivory sounds good, doesn't it? So yeah, here in New Hampshire we are having a snowstorm. Are you? Wow. Y'all come under your business name, Mavro Crafts and Stuff. Welcome to my page. I don't think I've seen you before, I don't think. There's my friend Splash of Paint by Deborah. Good morning to you. Glad you're here too, my friend. So, anyway, I'm just really covering up with wax. We're going to see how much it actually chippies off. How about that? And I did the inside. I just kind of did it with a brush, okay? Because it's kind of, you know, difficult to get on the inside. So let's get this painted, and we'll get started with this. I just want to go ahead and prep my surface first, and then do the rest. So let's get this painted on, and we're going to chip it. You know, we'll scrape it. What we're going to do. So you just paint directly over the wax that I just applied here, and should have done my sides. Let me do my sides. There we go. Nine to 14 inches of snow, Sarah, in Iowa on Saturday, depending on where you live. It was 9 at our house. Oh my gosh. I tell you, every now and then we get down to those single digits. Whew. And we were living in the RV, and boy, that heater in the RV was cracking. And, of course, we had a little heated fireplace, and that was my savior. I tell you what, that heated fireplace was, you know, fireplace heater was nice. So we got a fireplace now, so, and it does put out the heat. It sure does. So, but we've gotten down to, that's where our water has frozen. To the barn and to our RV was when we get down to 1 degree and 0, and it would stay there. One year it stayed there for a few days, several days. It never did get above freezing, and that's when our pipes froze. So, not fun, not fun. I guess y'all are more prepared for that where you live. We aren't. We don't see that often here. So, thank goodness. But we see it. So we'll see how cold our winter gets. He just talks like it's going to be a mild, wet winter. So I don't know if that means we won't have much snow, or if any. Sometimes in the North Georgia mountains we do get snow. A few years back it snowed on Christmas, and that was probably the first white Christmas I've ever experienced. I probably had a white Christmas when we lived in Germany when I was really little, but I don't remember that obviously. But I was there when I was probably 4 and 5 years old. But we had a lot of snow in Germany. We did. Okay, I'm going to wipe my hands off here. Oops, sorry guys. Yep, so y'all are seeing a lot of snow. Y'all are talking back and forth to each other. I'm having FOMO. I don't know what y'all are talking about. You're here trying to behave yourself. I have already had typo blender. Well, hey, I've done that too. I've done that too. It's funny what the, what it'll type sometimes, you know. So, the other day I caught it, it typed sex. And I don't know how I got that out of my word that I typed, but I caught it. I'm learning to catch everything, you know, try to catch everything. All right, let's get this painted, dried now. Oh, I will have a nice cozy fireplace. That's right, and not in the RV. Yeah, we've already had it on. We had it on during Thanksgiving when it turned off cold. We had nice weather, and then it just turned off cold. It was like bam, you know. About that. So we had it going. You know, we used a good bit of propane because we have gas logs. But it is a wood burning fireplace. If we wanted it to be wood burning, we could just take a little clip off the damper that they put on there and use wood. But this is so much easier, but it sure does put out the heat. Really gets hot upstairs, but I'll watch the thermostat and it'll start going up. But it was nice, just a nice cozy feeling, you know. Good morning, Vicki. There's my friend Taylor by Debbie. How are you, my friend? She's a Georgia gal. We got some Georgia gal crafters. We got some Georgia crafters, more than you probably realize. Doodle Denise Designs is from Georgia. And Debbie, and who else is from Georgia? Wendy from Simply Bewitching by Wendy. She's a Georgia. Matter of fact, she's one of my neighbors. I mean, you know, not next door, but you got to drive. But I call her my neighbor. She's in Blairsville. And Robin from Robin Song, she's a Blairsville girl. So there's two right here in Blairsville, but we've got some over in, you know, Northwest Georgia. There's Miss Shirley. I went to church with Shirley Stovall. How are you doing, Shirley? Stay warm and enjoy the Christmas time. I am. I hope you are. I hope you are. I'm sure your family, you're so blessed to have your family near you. I was blessed for years and years and years and years to have my family with me, but Sarah got married and moved to South Georgia. Jennifer and G just moved to South Carolina, and Megan's at college, so it's a little different, but we sure did have fun at Thanksgiving, so it'll be nice for Christmas, you know, having everybody in the house, and you know, I knew that would happen. We'd probably have more time spending together this way, because when Jennifer was here and she was working, I hardly ever saw her. He likes working from home, Sue. A lot of times he'll just have on his, especially if he's got a Zoom, a business shirt on, and then pajama bottoms. But he likes working at home. The commute is awesome, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to get my scraper out. Any kind of a scraper will work. This is just a 5-in-1 tool. And we're going to start scraping this. Oh yeah, look at there. It's chippying up good. Look at that. Yay, it's doing good. I mean, I put it everywhere, so I could really chip off a lot of this if I wanted to. It makes a mess, but boy, the result is something else. Oh yeah, look at there. Y'all, I get excited when it comes to chippy. I get excited. Look how neat that's looking. That's looking really old and chippy looking. You can paint your brown paint on there using a spatula. You know, a little, I guess that's what you call it. Spatula spreader. I always can't think of the name of that. But anyways, just be careful. Sometimes you'll chip off the paint, all of the paint. You'll have brown, and you know, natural underneath. But that's okay if you do, because that's just part of the look that you're trying to achieve anyway. They're liking their home, Gary. They're just not settled. You know, they moved in while they're still working on the house. They can't get the painters to come back out, and that's not good. And they can't get the electrician to come back out. Where they are in South Carolina, it's kind of like, you know, coastal section. It's hard to get good workers, and the painters have made some mistakes, and so they've been living. They did get their floors done, and they were basically living out of their bedroom while the floors were being done, and got their appliances in, and they're working now. They basically delivered the appliances but didn't hook them up, so the contractor had to come hook them up. And so they went to the storage room Sunday. They left here on Saturday. They were still moving stuff out of the house, the garage here, and they took a load back with them in their trailer, enclosed trailer. And his brother came up on Sunday and helped him clear out 2 storage rooms, because they were moving the furniture and all their boxes and all. They were moving them in that enclosed trailer, just making several trips. I think he would have saved money. He would have spent just the same money just hiring people to come and get the one big truck, but because he spent, I'm sure, a ton of gas and time. He wore himself out. So they did get all of their stuff cleared out of the storage room, so they don't have to pay any more storage fees, which is, you know, good, because Jennifer's not working. She hasn't gotten a job. I think she's going to still, if she can, she's going to try to just get the house settled and then work on continuing her master's. She had to take a break from working on her master's degree because of her job here. That was the job for you know where. And so she kind of had to put a pause to it. So if all possible, she's going to do that and just take some time off. And G hasn't found a job yet, but he gets retirement from the military, so they do have an income coming in. So things will be a little tight for him, but she's hoping to be able to work remotely for my husband, his company. My husband bought into a company with one of his friends that hired him initially, and it's healthcare law litigation, and so anyway, my husband's a CPA, but he's always been involved with healthcare. CFOs of hospitals and things like that. So she's going to be doing some coding practices and stuff like that in their coding practice. So she's got to get certified in coding. So she'll have to take a little class, it's a big class, of coding that she can do at the college there. So, but she's homesick. She cried big time when she left. I didn't cry, she did. She cried big time, just leaving Megan, and just because it felt so good to be back home, you know, that's what she said. She said, it feels good to be back home. So, you know, Georgia's her home, and but she's enjoying it, and she's going to enjoy fixing up her house and stuff like that. So, hey, Amanda, good morning. You came back from shoveling snow, Susan. Man, be careful out there. Be careful. Isn't it chippy for Tina? I like it. Here you go. And there's the sides. See all the sides there? It's all chippied up, so I'm just going to clean it up a little bit here. And I had to clean my surface up here because we're going to be working here, and I don't want candle wax everywhere. So I think we're good. I will go, see, I got candle wax stuck back here. I will go back and paint this. I'll have to sand it and paint it, get this wax off the back because it was on my surface. But I'm not going to do that on the live. I just went ahead and tried to save some time by painting it brown already. I'm doing that, so. But I want to try to keep it as clean as I can while we're working on this. How about that? Okay. You're watching me clean here. So what I'm going to do, isn't it neat? I do too. I like the chippy look. I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to use some scrapbook paper here. That's going to go in the center of that. It's really a cool looking vintage looking plaid. This came from the book from Hobby Lobby. You know, they don't have a whole lot of actually books there anymore. Maybe you could find it online. It's called Vintage Christmas. It's backwards, of course. Vintage Christmas by Paper Studio. And you know, see if it's on sale. But I love this book. I really love this book. So that's where the paper came from. So let's get started and get the Mod Podge applied and put this thing together. I bet y'all are wondering what I'm going to be making, aren't you? Let me get that wax off there. This should be pretty cool looking. Let me see here. I'm just going to use this. because I want to get in the corners really good. So I'm going to pre-cut it just to save some time. All right. I'm going to slow down. If I don't finish, I don't finish. Y'all will get the idea of what I'm doing. I don't want to, as you know, when I craft in a hurry, I make mistakes. And I don't need to, if I don't finish, it's not the end of the world. Either I can come back on and finish it, or you'll get the idea and I'll finish it and then post pictures. I can go over a little bit. She lets us do that now. I'm getting wax on here. I don't want that to show up underneath my paper here. But there is some wax. But anyway, we can go over. I hate doing that, but I have. Just because I was at a spot where I really needed to finish. But I hate doing that to the next crafter. So if I do go over, y'all leave me, please, and go and watch the next one, because it's not fair to them. But she does let us take an extra 15 minutes, the full hour if we need to. So, okay, I hope I got it coated well enough. So I'm going to dry it now. Whew. My bangs. I got my glasses. Got my glasses yesterday. They called finally, and it's so nice to be able to really see good. I went back to a rimless, and they're so much lighter, you know, on my nose and everything. I think I'm going to still have to take them back. She thought they were pretty tight, but she said the other pair of glasses I was wearing, which was not my, I ruined my last pair of glasses, and so I had to wear a pair that was before that, so you know, my vision's changed and I could barely read. I was having to enlarge my phone camera and read the small print. Do y'all ever have to do that? I did get my coffee, Tammy. If y'all didn't see my morning post, I went in there. I have to, although I've done it before, but I took a muscle relaxant last night. So I came in and it was dark, kind of dark, and I put my cup in there on the Keurig and put it in upside down and brewed my coffee. Thank goodness most of it went in that bottom reservoir, but I did have a mess. So I did have a mess. You just have to laugh, you know? Just gotta laugh. So, my eye's doing okay for Tima. I mean, you know, it's the fluid's all back behind there, you know, from where it detached from my retina and turned to liquid. But, oh, y'all are both answering. Hi, my inspiration station. She's asking the same thing. I do still see that little white line out the side at night when it's dark, but I'm getting used to it. I guess my brain is getting used to it. You've done that too, Pam? It is a mess, isn't it? Your husband forgot the cup altogether. I think Tim did that. He was trying to make me feel better, and he said, I did that downstairs. He said, I turned it on and didn't have a cup there. And of course, you know, they usually, and I do too, sometimes walk away and come back to a big mess, right? All right, let's get this in here. And we'll iron that on. That went in good. All right, let's see. What do I need? I need parchment paper, don't I? I need my iron. My iron I keep on medium-high. So, this is my new iron. My other one, the cord was messing up on it. You know, it twists, and you could jiggle the cord and it would turn off and on. It just wasn't safe. And then I do remember somebody, I think it was Agnes, that perfect piece. I didn't get to watch it, but I saw her post, and it showed her hand where I guess hers caught on fire or blew up or something, she said. So I thought, man, but I've had mine for years. I know they had a recall on them. And I used that bad boy, so I still would have been using it. So I didn't have any problems, but like I said, the cord was, you know, I wrap it around the dryer, the iron, and I don't know if that just messes it up, but it, you know, the way it's attached, it swivels. So it wasn't, my husband said, I can fix it. I can take it apart, fix it. But I said, you know what? I'll just go to Walmart and get another one. So I don't think these are, I hope these are the new and improved ones. That's all I gotta say. You totally need glasses right now. I'm using Dollar Tree readers. Yeah. When you get on Social Security, I can get my eyes checked. Yeah, it's not cheap. I tell you, glasses are not cheap. So, but thankfully, I'm on Medicare, and then I have a supplement. I didn't have to pay that much. So, I think I paid $75 or $90. I can't remember. Let me see if this is on good now. In the corners, edges. Nope, right there. I feel it, see it moving. But yeah, it's when I literally broke my last pair of glasses, and I had to get them replaced, and I had to go get the strongest readers they had because I couldn't find these. And so when we moved, I found them. They showed up. They were in a glass case where I kept my jewelry and stuff. So that was, well, at least I could see some, you know. So I could see some. All right, I think we're good. I can always go back if I have to, but I'd rather not, because I'm gonna have this tree on here. So my description said I'm making a primitive Christmas tree, and that is what I'm doing, but it's probably not what you think. And we'll see how it looks. I don't know. All right, I think it's as good as it's going to get. I may have not gotten Mod Podge all the way to the edge, but I think we're good. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So with the chippy. So what I'm going to do is I ordered these yo-yos from Jubilee Fabric. They have a package of primitive yo-yos, and then they had a package of like cream, just plain yo-yos. And the primitive have different patterns of fabric in them. And I ordered these, and your Social Security won't pay for glasses. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So we're going to just make a Christmas tree out of these. That's my plan. And we're going to see how this works out here. Let's see. I got to figure out how far down I want them to go. Let's see. I think that's a little shorter one. We'll put it there. So I want to make sure they're level. I've got a base that I'm going to do somewhere. This is a mold from the IOD frames mold, I think it is. IOD frames. It's just a small little frame that I casted in resin, and we're gonna paint that up, and hopefully, maybe I need to do that. I need to kind of see where it's going to go in place here. So, but I'm going to go ahead and do the tree, and I think let's paint this up. I think I got time to do that. Let me do that. I'm going to use Oyster Pearl on this frame. It's a metallic paint from Paint Couture. I love it, love it, love it. And it has a pearl finish to it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glaze to this. So I think I feel better just going ahead and painting it and getting it in place when I do this first row. So there's going to be a kind of a primitive vintage Christmas tree. I know, Pam. I think I've seen a YouTube video on it. I mean, we can always go and look on YouTube how to make them. I think they're easy to do. I'm sure some of the ladies here know how to make them. But I wish I could too. And I know we can. I know we can do it. We can do that. We can do it. I know. So this is just a really pretty pearl metallic, and it just looks like pearls. I don't know what else to say. It just looks like pearls, the color pearl. So, but it's a pretty. It's beautiful on larger, larger things. Good morning, Kevany. How are you, my friend? You made some yo-yos many years ago, but you've forgotten about them. Well, I just bought them. They were, Diane says they're easy to make. I figured they were. But I just bought them from Jubilee Fabrics, and you might want to just check them out and see if they've got any more. They have a Facebook page, or just Google Jubilee Fabrics. And they're, you know, I figured they were easy to do. So let's get this going. I'm over at 11:30, so I only got 15 minutes. We'll get it. If not, I'll just stay and finish it. No biggie. And I even painted it ahead of time. Okay, I think let that cool off a minute. But this is called Luxe Metallic by Paint Couture, and it's just called Pearl. It's just, I don't know why I'm used to showing you all these, and then they won't let us flip our camera, so, you know. Anyway, my glasses keep wanting to move a little bit, so I'm going to have to get her to tighten them up some more. Hey, Joanne, good to see you. You cut a circle, stitch around, and gather it together, and then flatten it out. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, we'll have to do that one day. We'll have to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's put that aside, is I'm just going to use some copper glaze. That's called Copperhead by Paint Couture. Love this glaze. If I can get it open. Well, I had it open yesterday. Okay, let's see. Let me get my handy dandy little flathead out here, and just don't want to hurt myself by doing this. Stabbed myself many times. This just kind of loosens it up. You can take your dryer too and loosen it usually. So, there we go. Sewing, yeah. All right, see, it's a pretty glaze. So I'm going to take a little stencil brush. That's what I like to use. It's just a little stencil brush. And we're going to dab it. Except I don't want it in the middle, which I did. Boy, heating that up really loosened up that resin. I'm going to clean up the middle because I'm going to put a little decoupage, a little print on there. So, oh well, it may show through. That'll just make it look a little bit more aged, right? All right, so now I'm just going to wipe it off. Anyway, it looks like metallic too, usually. Maybe I've wiped off too much. Maybe because this thing is wet. Sometimes you just want to wipe it off with a dry paper towel. But it's bringing out the detail of the frame. Okay, get a paper towel. So anyway, the glaze just stays in the little crevices is what it does. Well, that's pretty. So I'm going to just clean the inside a little bit here where I'm going to put the little print, little bitty print from Decoupage Central. She has a lot of small little prints that you can use for your for making ornaments and for your, what do you call them, the cloches that they have and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's what it's looking like. But you can see the detail, and it's just a copper color, just a really pretty copper color. So what I'm going to do is take some Mod Podge, just a little bit, not much, and get all this out of the way. Brush on a little Mod Podge. use this. Wipe some of it off. I got too much on there. But this is from the Frames mold. I don't think they still have those, I think. But it's a very versatile mold. And this is a tiny little frame. Tiny, tiny little frame. Now this is the sheet that I'm using that came from Decoupage Central. Just little bitty things right here. Little Santas and snowmen. And if you want the link to that, just let me know. And I'm just going to take a little Santa Claus that I've already torn the edges. And we're going to stick that inside there, like so. And just kind of dab it a little bit, just like I do with a napkin. If it gets wrinkled, that's fine. That just gives it more of a vintage look, in my opinion anyway. So there you go. So there's our little, that's going to be our base for this. Just really cute. Just a little Santa in a frame. All right, so let's get my thing back here. And I'm going to position this where I want it to go. Look at that. I'm going to get it centered. Well, that looks pretty centered to me, so, well, I just moved it. See. All right, so let's just glue that down with some hot glue right there. Is it on? Yeah. Okay. I think it's fairly centered there. So now we're going to take our little yo-yos and glue those on with the hot glue. Just like so. Seeing how far down I want to go. Alrighty. Get another glue stick here. Oh, I hope so. We'll see how this looks. You know, in your head, you think about what you want it to look like, and so I hope it's going to look okay. Leave it over a little bit. This one down. All right, and I'll go back probably and glue the undersides of some of these. So now I've got 4 of these that look like a little green and cream check, mini check. So we're going to put those, we're going to layer those over it, just like so. I'm going to make sure I get those even. Okay. I just thought it was cute. You know, just cute. It was just a little idea I had. I mean, I ordered the yo-yos just to do some projects with, you know, just to have some projects to do. Oh, fiddle. That's got to come over a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Is that right? Or does that go over there? Okay. I can still move them a little bit because I didn't put a ton of glue on them. All right, so got this little color pattern right here. So we're going to put those 3. So just kind of layering them up a little bit, just like that. Take your time doing this so you can get them even. Probably not quite even. And then I have these 2 here, a little bit different than the ones on the bottom. Hey Mary Lou, how are you? You always make such beautiful things. Well, thank you. I still do decoupaging, you know, obviously, but let's put it on here. I love decoupaging and I love rub-on transfers, and I'm not going to apologize for that. They're fun to do. But I'm not much of a really just starting from scratch like a Dollar Tree crafter that much. But I try. They are building a Dollar Tree in Blairsville and a Marshall. So we're going to get a Dollar Tree and a Marshall. So that's what I have so far. So you're getting an idea of what my tree's looking like. Kind of a little low. And I've got a star here that I glued with E6000, a little red primitive star on top of the rusted star. And this is going to go up here at the top. So I'm going to try to use what's left of my E6000. I don't know how much I've got left, but I'm going to try to use that. I keep forgetting to buy some. Get enough on there it'll stick. I mean, I can use hot glue, but sometimes they will still come off. You know, the stars will come off. So I didn't get it where I needed the glue. Huh. Maybe I'll put it on here. I'm making a mess. Goodness, I'm making a mess. What am I? Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit there. I'll probably use some hot glue too. Oh, fiddle, come on, get off of there. Alrighty. This is the part I didn't think through. I'm just going to let that sit there a minute. And I got hot glue on the fabric, of course. I don't know if I can dry it and maybe peel it off. Fiddle. All right. I have some buttons that I'm going to glue on top of each one of these little, and I did not put any thread in them. I did not have time to do that. But it would be cute if you put your thread in them. So they're just going in the center of these little yo-yos. Is what I'm doing here. Huh. Oh well, it looks okay. I was supposed to have 5 on the bottom. I missed one. That's all right. It'll look okay. I guess I shaped it just fine. So there's still 4, but it's the way I did it. But I had 5 on there. That's what happens when you have live brain. So I'm just going to glue those on, just like so. It still shaped the fine way. It just fitted better, actually. Actually, it worked out better where I could glue my buttons on. The star is a little suspect. We'll see. I may have to work on that. I may have to, well, I don't know if it'll come off with the E6000 on there. Moving along. I got a minute left, so I'm probably going to go over just a minute or 2, but that's all right. We'll get it done. These are just little of those little wood buttons that you get from Walmart. You know, they come in a little jar with a button lid. They're over in the craft section. Well, actually, they're probably over in the button section. And then I have a tiny little button here that I'm going to glue just with hot glue here on the star itself, okay? Just to kind of tie in with the look. So, with everything. So, I do believe I'm finished. So, I want to, there you go. There it is. I'm going to hold on to look how sweet that is. So, you know, my star's hanging on there. I'll work on it a little bit. So there you go. There's my project for today. We did finish up in time, didn't we? So just some yo-yos grouped together. Like I said, I had 5. I had 5 across the bottom, but I forgot that one. But hey, the way I did it, it's fine. It's still shaped like a tree. A little fatter than I kind of thought. But I think it's cute. Just a little primitive Christmas tree, country Christmas tree, if you have that decor. And I think the plaid from the book there, the Vintage Christmas from Paper Studio, complements that. I had a hard time trying to figure out what to do. I could have painted it, back of it too, but I always like to decoupage something and make it special, right? Real special. Thank y'all. Appreciate those hearts too. I do. Thank y'all, each and every one of you that watched me this morning. And I think that little frame right there is really cute as the base with the old Santa, old world Santa, and he's got a little cart with a wreath there. Is what he's got, and I just think that turned out so sweet. So there you go. So thank you for joining me today, and refresh your page and watch the next crafter that's up in Craft Round the Clock. And I'll see you later on this week sometime. Probably Thursday or Friday. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate that, Gail. I see those stars. Thank you.